email, and I replied you and told you there is no way to use your last semester groups and something, and you know, uh, your class is online. You are located in different part of Afghanistan. This one is no matter. You have to contact your group members. All of you need to contact each other and try to shape your groups and share your things and divide the things you have to do among the group members. And but unfortunately, today is week 4, but none of you be in touch with me about this thing. And from the week 2, I confirmed this that uh, this one is the new group. The first week I allowed you to shape your group and let me know about your group and your leader, everything. But there wasn't any connection. I haven't got any email even till now. It's week 4 of the class. So I myself assign you to the groups and on week 2 of the class. And you all know that week 5 and week 6 you are supposed to present your case study. It's 2 weeks. There is no connection. Nobody worries about the project or doing the assignment. And now I myself talk about it to you. None of you worry about it. I don't know whether you have problem with uh, finding the connection with each other, or you are not serious about doing the project. So you need to contact your group members. You know, it's MBA class. You are MBA student. I know most of you are experienced people. Most of you are manager working. You are busy, or you already are manager. But it's MBA class. You need uh, to get the how to say. You need to have the ability to be in touch with different kind of people uh, by different backgrounds, different culture. So every semester in any classes, you may need to regroup, and you have to learn how to communicate with each other, especially in the new era of business, everything going online, everything doing online, all the business processes is online. And today's lecture is about the internet and about the networking. So you have to uh, be able to get connection with your group members as fast as possible. In few days, you need to email each other. You need to, I don't know, you can call each other. You can have voicemail, email, and everything. And you need to find the information and share it with each other. You can be in touch with me, ask any question about your project related to your case study or anything. But I haven't got any email from your class. No email at all. No one seems serious or worry about the project. You even you even didn't email me and ask for more time. I thought everything is okay and you are uh, prepared everything and you will be ready for week 5. You will be ready for case presentation, but unfortunately nothing.
Uh, okay,
So
I got it.
if you may need more time, if you need more time for presentation, we need to reconsider our class outline. We need to maybe change something. But you even didn't email me and ask for more time. If you think for the last time, if you think you are ready for the presentation, for the next week presentation, fine, everything okay, fine. If you need more time, please let me know. I have to change something. I have to uh, change our outline.
Yes, I think we all need more time. And also, for example, to speak like practically, I'm in the group number 3 according to your list.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, we are only 2 people from the last semester who are in this class, and 3 of our fellows joined
You know,
joined newly.
Mr. Elias,
Joined new.
Yeah.
joined newly to MBA, and we don't even have, each other's email contact. That was a
You know,
problem.
Mr. First thing, all of you should be considered. that You should forget about last term, last semester. This one is a new semester. You may have new classmates, someone new in this class, someone joined this semester. So you and on the Excel file that I sent all of you, and which I put you in a different group and assign each group a case study. In one of the other sheets, you have all the students list and all the emails.
The
You,
contact
you
number
can
are here.
I refer you to the Excel file that shows your groups. On one of
Yeah,
the
the
other
contacts are
sheets
not
of
here.
that file, you have all the emails,
The
all
emails
the
are not.
students' names and the
I
emails.
opened the Excel sheet here right in front of me. I can't see any emails.
Excuse me,
It's
I
just
can
a
hear.
group.
I provide you with the list of students and their emails. So you can refer to that file and find your group's member emails and email each other and try to be in touch with each other. Okay?
Okay. Because the email. Okay. Okay. There were two Excel sheets.
No,
Sorry.
please guys, please, for the 10 times, forget about last semester. This one is a new semester. It's a new subject. I'm a new lecturer in this semester. Forget about last semester. You may have to have your group for each subject. You can't tell me we had a group last semester, we want to use it. We have some new student in this class this semester. 10, 10 last semester you were 29, but now you are 39 people. So based on the group, and from week second, I said this one is a finalized group shaping. We no more talking about the group and group members. And I provide you with the emails, all the students' name and their emails. You need to refer to that file and find your group members' email and email them. Choose your leader and ask your leader to email me. I will help your leader on doing the assignment and dividing the assignment to different parts and assign to your members, and you need to be in touch with each other and also with me. Yeah, of course, in the Excel file you can refer to the second sheet. It's all the email is provided. Okay, I think the only thing is let me upload the outline file. I think you won't be ready for the next week for presentation. The only thing I can do, let me upload the outline file and we will finalize it tonight together. See guys, I send you all these files week first of the class. Week 6 and week 7 you are supposed to present your case study. So you still have 2 weeks. Now we are here in week 4. We are here in week 4. Okay? Next week we'll talk about enterprise application, and week 6 you have to present your case. You think all of you are ready for this presentation, or you need more time? It's 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks is enough for doing a case study. But if you think you have problem and you need to find your group members, you need to email, or any processes you have to take. If you think you need more time, right now we can change this outline. After this class, everything should be finalized. Okay, guys, any comments, anything? Are you okay with week 6 or you need to change it? Okay, if you need more time, since week 8 and week 9 both is about e-commerce, we have to uh, talk about e-commerce 2 weeks respectively. So uh, we can put e-commerce overview and e-commerce security and payment on weeks 6 and 7, and your case presentation on week 8 and 9. Okay? Okay, everybody, guys. You said you need more time. The only things I can do is this. Instead of week 6 and 7, give you more 2 weeks. You present on week 8 and week 9. Okay. Okay, again, I'll email you the new and finalized outline tomorrow morning to all of you. So please uh, make note that this case study presentation moved to week 8. Okay, it's clear for everybody. Okay. So, okay, you have the outline. Your presentation is on week 8. You have your uh, group and your case study and your group member email. And I refer you to the Excel file. All of your classmates' email is provided on that file, and you can find your name on the group list and find your group and your case study. And I hope by this week you choose your group leader, group monitor, and please ask your group leader to be in touch with me. Okay, so instead of week 6, your presentation comments on week 8. This is the only thing I can do. And week 8 and 9, we present case study. Week 10, we have a knowledge management class. And the last 2 weeks of the class, your business plan presentation. And please do your individual assignment, and your last time for submitting the individual assignment is week 12 of the class. You have 3 assignments, 3 projects, and each got 30%. There is no exam in this subject, for this subject. So 3 assignments, 3 projects, each 30 marks, and 10 for your attendance and your class activity. And the other thing is, on the presentation day, the attendance is compulsory. All of you have to attend the presentation class. It's compulsory for me. And it's 10 mark. Attendance and class activity is 10% of your mark. So we can spend more time on these things. I'll email you the finalized outline again. No worry about this. And if there is no question, we can start our today's lecture. So I talk about the individual assignment. You need to do it individually and submit it by week 12, the last day of class. Okay, you all have my email. You need to do your individual assignment and email it to me by week 12. Yes, right, week 12. Today Actually, tonight is week 4. We're going to talk about networking fundamentals for manager. So, let's start today's lecture, which is the chapter 7 of our textbook. Please keep your microphone off during the class. Thank you very much. So, okay, telecommunication, the internet, and wireless technology. If you have your own business or work in a business, net network and computer network is a necessity that you can't do your business without network. You need to communicate rapidly with your customers, supplier, and employees. You know, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, businesses used the postal system or telephone system with voice or fax for communication. But this old way of communication is changed gradually, and managers and employees nowadays use computers, email, internet, cell phone, mobile computer that are connected to a network, or even these days wireless network, for this purpose. So you need to have a understanding about this. Any manager needs to know about network, telecommunication, and new technology in this era. You know, uh, we already talked about database, which was one of the fundamentals and one of the infrastructure of IT that businesses needed these days. We talk about uh, warehousing, data mining, business intelligence, such thing last week. And tonight we're going to talk about networking and telecommunication and internet, which is another technical point of uh, information system, actually a management information system. So some of the objective of our class is identify the principal components of the communication network and key networking technologies, describe the main telecommunications, transmission media and type of networks, explain how the internet and internet technology work and how they support communication and e-business, identify the principal technology and standards for wireless networking, communication, and internet access, access the value to business of radio frequency identification or RFID and wireless sensor networks. So first of all, you need to know what is computer network. As you can see here, two or more connected computer. Whenever at least two employee need to connect to each other, their computers need to connect to each other to share the information to do their business activities. That connection called as a network, computer network. So two or more computer connected to each other, we call it as a network computer. These days in companies, in firms, in organizations, any employee may have their computer, tablet, cell phone, everything to do their business activities. When we connect these devices to each other, we call it the computer network. Okay, so this computer network, you know, contains some new some devices such as NIC or such as, for example, NIC, which is the mm, network card. It any computer need to have in order to connect to the network, or you have client computer, which is can be any employee's computer. You have server computer. You need to have some network devices such as hub or switch or router, or you may need uh, some uh, connection medium, some kind of wiring or microwave or wireless or something, or you also may need some software network operating system. These are some of the major components in a computer network. In this illustration, you can see a very simple computer network. You have your PC here. Any PC have got an NIC or a network interface card. Another PC here. Switch is a network device that helps the computers to connect to each other. You have some sockets here, and with some kind of cables, you connect the PC to the switch. And this switch can connect to a server. And if your network needs to connect to the internet, you may need a router, which is another network device. And here is other network. That the other network can be the network, another building of our company. It can be another organization. It can be internet, any kind of network that our network going to connect. We need to have a router, and this one is, you can see all the components we talked about in this illustration: NIC, PC, server, switch, router. This one is the simple computer network. So, but networks in large companies is totally different. The system getting more and more complicated, but you as a manager do not need to know very details about the technology and infrastructure in a network computing, but you need to have a good understanding of computer network and how this network is working. Maybe you are the CEO or manager of a huge company in your country, and you have some IT specialists to handle your IT issues and challenges in your organization. But you yourself, as a manager, as a CEO, need to have some knowledge and some understanding about the computer network in order to be in touch and to be in contact with your IT guys. So this class and this computer networking class may help you in order to get some information in this area. In the large companies, the components of a network can be included hundreds of local area networks linked to firm-wide corporate networks. When we say local area network, you imagine like that. There is a building, all the computer in this building connected to each other. This one you can call it as a LAN or local area network. These LANs or different kind of LANs connected to each other, which shape the corporate network. various powerful servers. On that illustration, you said we had just one server in a simple network, but in a large company, you may need to have several servers for several different kind of activities. For example, for website, for corporate intranet or extranet, or server for backend systems. The other components can be mobile wireless LAN or Wi-Fi networks, can be video conferencing system, telephone network, wireless cell phone. These are components of a large and huge computer network. You can have a corporate network infrastructure here. See here we have a telephone system, telephone service provider, and we have our cell phone. We have the different servers here, website, intranet, and extranet. We have more than one server for this organization. And your servers need to connect to the internet server provider or ISPs. Here is internet. You have a wireless connection here, wireless internet service providers, and your laptops or your cell phone can be wirelessly connect to your networks. You have your LAN here, local area network. So you can see the wires here, but here is wireless. You also have another wireless network here. So you have different components and different networks connected to each other. See, you can see in this illustration you have different kind of network which connect to each other. This one is the corporate network infrastructure. So key digital networking technology, we talk about client and server computing, in a distributed computing model. The old models was we had a huge frameworks computer. Everything was centralized, and we had some terminals. But the computer networking is changed dramatically, and nowadays we have distributed computing model. We have different servers put in different areas. Not everything centralized, it's distributed. For example, a huge company can have for example, a center in any continent, a center in, for example, Middle East, a center in Southeast Asia, a center in Europe, in United States, or in Latin America, or in different places of the world. That's why we call it a distributed client-server computing network. And client linked through network controlled by network server, and servers sets rules of communication for network and provide every client with an address so that can find it on the network. So address is the important thing here. Any computer needs to have an address in computer network. That's why computers can find each other in a computer network, in a huge network. Any computer have their own address. And the internet, largest implementation of client-server computing. So many computers, many clients and servers connected to each other and shape the internet. Okay, Mr. Elias, you want to talk, Mr. Elias? Okay, I pass you the mic. Okay, we can hear you, Mr. Elias. If you have any questions, you can ask now.
So just excuse me for the key.
Can you please speak loudly?
Yeah, regarding this terminology, key digital networking technologies.
Okay.
I mean the word digital. something important in this phrase, or there are also non-digital networks also? Just to clarify this. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Later on you can see, because previously in the older network that they used telephone systems to connect, to have their connection, and that one may use analog signals, but uh, nowadays in a computerized era, this uh, these computers these days using the digital. Later on in the few slides after this, you can see the difference between the analog and digital signal. If if we omit the digital here and we didn't put here, everything was right. There is no problem. But to put more focus, that digital networking is just to uh, put more focus on digital era. Okay, I said any computer have their own address, and we talk about internet. We said all the clients and server all around the globe implemented in a system and connected to each other and shape the internet. And I said any computer have their own address. So to govern this transmission of information and this huge system, you need to have some standards and some protocols. TCP/IP is one of these standards and protocols. IP, when we say IP, Internet Protocol, we mean that address. IP is a 32 bits number which is allocated to a network and to an NIC computer network card, and this is the address of any computer in computer network. Okay, and there is some standards. Everything should be standards. The connection should be guaranteed. All the computer users all around the world should be sure about their connection and their information transmitted through the network. So TCP/IP guarantee their connectivity and the transmission of their important. How? Through some layers. We have in TCP/IP, we have 4 layers. Application layer, which is the layer that you yourself as a client using, you go to your Explorer, Internet Explorer, for example, you run some application, online application, something. This one is the application layer, the layer that the client, the user uses. Then the information going to the transport layer, there is some protocol also there. In any of these layers, we have some standards and protocols, which is used all around the world in any computer network. You set these standards and protocols in transport layer, and then you have internet layer, and we have network interface layer. This network interface layer is, we also call it as a physical layer. It's the layer that the devices, in this layer we talk about devices, for example, switch, router, hub, NIC, all these devices, cables are put in this network interface layer. In this figure, you can see computer A wants to be, to connect to computer B. In computer A, start from the application layer, then the information, the packet information divided to the small packets and sent through the network to the transport layer. In transport layer, there is some protocol like TCP itself or UDP. This that carry the packets to the internet layer. In the internet layer, uh, the packets get their IP address and then go to the physical layer, devices, cables, wireless, everything, and then go to the physical layer of the second, the destination computer, and everything reverse here, then internet layer, transport layer, and application layer. This is the transmission control protocol, internet protocol, or TCP IP. This is the TCP IP model, how TCP IP works. So signals, digital versus analog. You know, we use all of you using modem to connect to the internet. What's the role of modem in this networking? How the modem actually help you to connect to the internet? You know, you use your telephone system and you put the modem and connect it to your computer, which is digital. Your telephone is analog, your computer is digital. You put modem in the middle to you know, modulate and demodulate the uh, analog signal and digital signal. From the telephone line, it convert the analog one to the digital and send it to your computer, and in the destination, change the digital to the analog and send it to the line. This one is the role of modem between the digital and analog system. So we have different actually types of network. Local area network, I talked about it, is you know, a small computer network. You can say in a building, which is a wired network, our computer connect to each other. Or these days, most of the network are wireless. We can say, for example, in a 500 radius is we can call it as a LAN network. In local area network or LAN, we have client server or peer-to-peer network. We have Ethernet, which is physical network standard topologies. Topology is the way of connecting a computer to each other. It can be star, bus, ring, different topology of network. Or we can have the other kind of network, campus area network, wide area network, and the biggest one is metropolitan area network, which it can, you know, be in the area of whole world. You can have a network that you can access to it from all around the world. And here is the function of the modem. See, computer is digital, just we have just 0 and 1, so it's digital. We have modem here, change it to the analog. As you can see, it's a signal. And in the destination computer, again modem, change this analog signal to the digital signal and send it to the destination computer. This one is the function of the modem. And here we have the network topologies: star topology, ring topology, and bus topology. Bus topology is the old one, and these days, you know, bus topology is used for the backbone system. You know, the backbone system, and in the nodes you can put the stars, or you can put the ring. A star here in the middle, there is a switch, and all the nodes and clients connect to the switch. Or ring has its own procedure and its own devices. Mostly the small companies use the star topology. And we also have some physical transmission media, like different kind of wires, twisted wire. In your companies, you may have the local area network. You can check. You have some special kind of cable, uh, which is a twisted pair cable. You have the RJ sockets, and you connect that socket to your LAN, to your NIC, and your jack on the wall or in the switch or something. And in the especially in the bus network, you have we use the coaxial cable. Coaxial cable is like the one that you use for the television, cable television. And we have fiber optics and optical networks, which is uh, so much faster than the older, uh, you know, cables. And these days, mostly networks using the wireless transmission media and devices. This wireless can be microwave, can be satellite, or can be cellular telephones. And in transmission, uh, the other important things is actually hertz and bandwidth. Whenever you talk about the computer network and how the information transmit through this network, you need to know actually a little about the mm, hertz and bandwidth. The total amount of digital information that can be transmitted through any telecommunication medium is measured in bits per second. We say the transmission rate is, for example, 100 bits per second. One bit, is the uh, smallest, how to say, uh, uh, when we say a bit, we mean a zero or a one. If we talk about digital, we just have zero or one. We do not have a signal. We just have zero or one. A bit can be a zero or can be a one, the smallest point in a computer, in a digital system. So uh, the amount of digital information that can be transmitted, we measure as a bit per second. One signal change or cycle is required to transmit one or several bits. Therefore, the transmission capacity of each type of telecommunication medium is a function of its frequency. Frequency is important also. So the number of cycle per second that can be sent through that medium is measured in hertz. Hertz is the measurement for the frequency. 1 hertz is equal to 1 cycle of that medium. So bandwidth is the range of frequency that can be accommodated on a particular telecommunication channel. Uh, how to say, the difference between the highest and the lowest frequency is called bandwidth. The greater the range of frequency, the greater the bandwidth, and the greater the channel transmission capacity. So if your bandwidth is greater and you have the higher bandwidth, you have the the greater channel capacity, so you have the faster speed. So the bandwidth and the speed of your connection have a direct relation. So we talk about internet, and you also need to know about the intranet and extranet. Intranet is a how to say, it's a company, it's an organization or firm network. It's an internal network actually. In your intranet, you have different services, and you can connect your. Okay, yeah, some of your friends have the problem with the voice. Uh, Guys, the voice is okay, or you have prob? Is the voice is clear enough? So, okay, can continue. So we have our, we talk about internet, and we talk about the addressing. Each computer have its own address, and the other two things I said, it's about intranet and extranet. I said intranet is the internal network, and extranet is when they, you know, connect their intranet to the internet or to the other organizations that one shape the extranet. So we talk about the addressing. We talk about the IP address. I said IP address is a 32-digit number, and we have something called DNS, or the domain name system. Any website have their own IP address, because any website have their server, and you connect to their server, so that server needs to have its own IP address. So, but to make it easier for us as a user, they use DNS, or domain name system. In order, domain name system is the English-like name. We do not need to memorize that number and that IP address. So instead of that, we use domain name system. Actually, the domain name system in the internet, in the web, is a hierarchical system with a, you can see here, with a root domain, top level domain, second level, third level domain, and the computers. This one is the hierarchical model. The top level domain, all of you are familiar with. For example, these are the websites extension, for example, edu for education, or com for companies, government, organization, net. Or in the second level domains, we have, for example, Expedia, we have Google, we have Congress, or even in third level, you have sales. For example, this sales is a part of google.com. You can put it here, like sales.google.com, maps.google.com, translate.google.com. These are some different level of domain name system. Or even, for example, in the part of Google's network, we have computer one. We want to connect to the computer one. So the address is computer one point sales point google point com, for example. And this one is one of the servers in a Google network. We can just type computer.sales.google.com. And the global internet and internet services, you are all familiar: email, chatting, news group, telnet, file transfer protocol, voice over IP, and virtual private networks. We're going to talk about some of these services. So here you can see the client server computing on the internet. If if you remember, we said nowadays our network is the client-server one. It's a distributed client-server computing on the internet. Here we have our client. Our client use its web browser or other clients, for example, some kind of online application. They use internet to connect to the server. The server can be web server, can be a mail server, can be domain name server, file transfer protocol, or file server, or a network news transfer protocol. Okay, different kind of server can be here, and servers have their web pages or mail files. After that, we can have the application server, and then database server, and backend system, databases, data warehouse. If you remember, last week talked about database server and backend system warehouse. Here is our data warehouse or database server. Can be connected to some department of our organization, sales, production, accounting, human resource, or something. Mr. Nazari have the problem with the voice, but I think the other guys is okay. Maybe you need to check your, speaker, or maybe your internet connection is weak or something like this. Because when I asked, the other guys said it's okay, the voice is okay. You may need to check your devices. So this one is a client server computing on the internet. So there is a challenging issue here. I need you to participate in this, issue, monitoring employees on the network. So we said we have a computer network, we have internet access, and our employee using their computer to connect to the internet while they are doing their job, they are at work. So monitoring employees on networks, ethical or good business? Should managers monitor employee email and internet usage? Why or why not? What do you think about this? I need you to share your experience or any comment or anything you would like to talk about around this issue. Is it ethical things to monitor your employees' email or internet usage or not? Why or why not? I would like you to participate. Mr. Elias wants to talk about it. I pass you the mic. Okay, Mr. Elias.
Yes, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, but just please speak loudly.
Yes, perfectly. Just I want to mention about my personal opinion on this question. Well, if I were the manager in any institution, and I have the authority and the power to give access to the employees for the internet, I would just give it equal access to everybody.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I will also make sure that it is properly monitored, and if there are individual misconducts, that individual misconduct should be dealt with separately, not shifting the blame to all. And monitoring in a way that, of course, not to restrict or anything else for the staff, because it will give a better sense to the staff so they have equal access to all the facilities like their line managers. It will make them more interested in the work, and it will be like a spiritual encouragement But if you deprive the staff and from these facilities, my experience is that things can go even the productivity of the staff can go worse instead of better. But if we give them opportunity and also remind them that we're being monitored, but use it in a positive way, in a more knowledge-building way, and use it for the positive purposes, right purposes, and at the right time, and of course not unethical websites, etc. We just need to have a kind of policy within the organization. But as far as it goes for the allowance of access to the internet, I would do that.
Okay.
That's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So Mr. Elias said allow all the employees to have the equal access to the internet, but they need some, monitoring, and of course they need some monitoring. The other guys, if you have any experience or you want to talk about this issue, we would like you to share with me and your classmates. Mr. Khan Mohammed said, sure, it should be monitored because the bandwidth is expensive, especially in Afghanistan. If employees go through websites, there won't be enough speed of download and upload to others. It's better to have some kind of IT policy and filter in place to control the usage. This will save company money and employee time. Okay. So can you hear me, guys? The voice is okay? So most of you agreed with the using internet, which is and also the monitoring is ethical. It's not unethical, right? Most of you thinking this way, which is you can allow your employee to have their access to the internet and you monitor them. Yeah, Mr. Barak said, unfortunately people misuse this opportunity in our country. We have to educate in this field to use it in correct way. That's good thing. That's the point. You have to, not only in your country, in Afghanistan, in many countries, people, misuse or abuse their, you trust them and give them some facility, but they misuse it. So I think this one is come back to the culture, and not only in Afghanistan, most of the Middle East countries is like that. But in the developed country, in actually developing or developed countries, they have, they build their culture, and this problem is minor. It's not a major problem. But you pointed out the good things. It's a good point in this this issue, education. It's important. So, how about the other guys? Is anything, if there is anything you want to talk about or any experience in this area? But, mm, you said it's okay, you can monitor them, but how about their privacy? Is it ethical to monitor their activity? You trust them and you hire them, and so you give them some facility and maybe their advantages, and using of this facility come back to your company and your organization. So is it ethical? How about their privacy? How about their employee privacy? They need to feel that they have their private work environment. What do you think about this, Mr. Alam Zarqon. Sorry if I'm pronounce it badly. You just raise your hand. You want to talk? If you wanna talk, we can pass you. I can pass you the mic. Mr. Zarqon, you wanna talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. The voice is clear. Okay.
Okay. Well, if you monitor our internet and mailing system in the organization, so you will have a good points like I can mention is loss of respect and trust for employers is in high turnover, loss of productivity, and decay of a positive work culture. Like people are paid for to do a job, and so long as the job is done within a specific time parameters, and they should be allowed some personal freedoms at work.
Okay.
Monitoring costs and a company more than it's safe is a distraction to getting the business done. So workplace that are subject to high surveillance type are cultural in the trouble where the trust is missing. Data collections, like setting financial information, like setting some strategies, you have in your organization. So we have to keep it quick, like stated. We would like to give it all implies this on their responsibilities like a permission. So if somebody have a permission to get some emails and do not attach some things to send it to others, that's why we have a lot of documents that's accessible for our organization. So we have to keep it quiet for our next. That's the strategy. So that was it. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And also, Mr. Khan Muhammad said the privacy is okay and they should be allowed to communicate their family and friends, but as you said, they should not misuse the internet. Okay. And also, recently, a spy was catch using government internet passing confidential information. So, uh, this one is the challenging issue these days, which is uh, are they have a right to monitor their employee or not? Should they employ or not? Is it have a good or bad effect on the employee behavior, employee satisfaction? All these things is it's very sensitive and critical things. Mr. Berg said our IT section did a survey and monitored the usage of internet, and 90% was misused for blue jobs. Okay, good, very good. Thank you for sharing, the survey results. So this was a challenging issue. Also, many academic works also doing in this area. And if you're interested, you can search more about these things, and you can, find some good journals or papers in this area, and you can use it. Okay, let's continue since we're running out of time. I have to uh, do it faster. So this one is the voice over IP network. How actually this illustration is going to let us know how the voice over IPs work, and VoIP or voice over IP phone, calls digits and breaks up a voice message into data packets that may travel along different routes before being reassembled at the final destination. A processor nearest the call destination, called the gateway, arrange the packets in the proper order and direct them to the telephone number of the receiver or the IP address of the receiving computer. You also, in order to have the voice over IP, you need to have some network devices for, we call it VoIP gateway. And uh, for example, uh, uh, you may familiar with Skype or OVO or some kind of software that you use to have your video conferencing, or this such a software help you to have your voice or IP, or also in the organization, even in the small companies with different offices or different branch, you can establish this VoIP network. And instead of paying the telephone bill to the telecommunication organization or to the government, you can establish your own network, invest on your VoIP network, and establish these devices. And you can talk to each other in different offices on different branch of your organization through your computer network, not the uh, telephone system, or no need to pay the uh, telephone charge to the government or telecommunication organization. You can do it online because it's voice over IP. Okay. Or virtual private network, also we say it's another service on the internet. Actually, VPN or virtual private network, it's a secured network. As you can see in this you know figure, it's a secure channel uh, for your company, for your organization, but it's through the internet. You use the internet, but in a private channel. Mostly the banks in the banking industry using this virtual private network in order to connect their different branches in the different cities. They use the VPN in order to enhance or increase their security. Okay. The other thing is World Wide Web. In World Wide Web, we also have their own, technology, software, program. For example, HTTP. It's the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Actually, it's a protocol in application layer, which is used to transferring web pages. Or we have Uniform Resource Locator, or URL. Any website address, we call it as a URL. You can see here, for example, HTTP www.megacorp.com something /content. This one is the address. It's a internet address. We call it Uniform Resource Locator. Any computer or any pages in a network in a World Wide Web has its own address. This address is called URL. That's why we call it uniform. Or web servers, and some servers, they use some software for locating and mapping web pages. Search engine, you are all familiar with the search engine. Started in early 1990s as a relatively simple software program using keyword indexes. Web search engine use some indexing, some algorithm uh, in order to respond the result of what you search about. Today, major source of internet advertising revenue via search engine marketing. Actually, you can, if you like, you can search about search engine marketing, to find how the companies paying to the search engines companies in order to rank them in the higher levels, or even the advertisement showing in the search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, some the famous ones. And how Google works. Google is the huge organization and it's the biggest search engine in the world. So you as a client here use enter some keywords or something in Google, Google web server receive the request. Google gives an estimated or something around 500,000 PC linked together and connected to the internet, to handle incoming requests and produce the result. In the third step, the request is sent to Google's index server that describe which page contain the keyword matching the query and where those pages are stored on the document servers. So the next step actually using the PageRank software, and the system measure the importance or popularity of each page by solving an equation with more than 500 million variables and 2 billion terms. These are likely the best pages for the query, and after that the small text summaries are prepared for each web page, and then the result delivered to user. Mr. Elias, you have you don't. You have some question. Please let me have some few minutes and finish the lecture, and after that I will pass you the mic and you can talk about it. Okay. Okay. In the next slide, we have the major web search engine. As I said, the Google is the huge search engine, which is 60% of all, and after Google is Yahoo, following by MSN, AOL, Ask, and the 4% for the others. So after World Wide Web, we have Web 2. Web 2, when we say Web 2, you should think about interactivity, second generation, which is an interactive, relationship on the web area. We have in Web 2, we have cloud computing, we have blogs, RSS, wikis, social networks. It's an interactive environment, and these days the web technology is going to Web 3. More current effect to make using web more productive. You need to know about semantic web. Or semantic web is talk about collaborative effort to add layer of meaning on top of web to reduce the amount of human involvement in searching for and processing web information. Web 3 is try to optimize the search engine and add different layers such as semantic layer in order to using the machine understanding actually in order to classify and clarify all the information in the web. So I talk about intranet and extranet, and wireless devices can be PDAs, BlackBerry, smartphone, or cellular systems. Can be computing. We have some computing standards for cellular system. For example, in the United States, it's CDMA, or most of the rest of the world is GSM. For example, in Middle East, in Iran, Afghanistan, some countries, network is GSM. Or we have, third generation or 3G networks, or even we have 4G these days. And wireless computer network and internet access, we have we all familiar with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, mostly the computer network these days using Wi-Fi. The important is in Wi-Fi is the access point, which is a device with a radio receiver and transmitter for connecting wireless devices to a wired LAN. And you can see here the access point. This one is a, it's a 802.11 wireless LAN. The other thing is radio frequency identification. Radio frequency identification is it's a new technology. It's emerging technology, which is, you use the tags, very small tags, the tag attached to the object, any kind of object. You need to monitor its movement, and guys, please be considered to the pay attention to the lecture. Let's finish the lecture, and after that we can talk about that monitoring issue and ethical things or something. Please stop chatting and pay attention to the lecture. Thank you. So RFID, or radio frequency identification, it's a very new technology. It's widely using in the retail. For example, Walmart is the very famous retail organization or company that using RFID tag attached to the all the items that their movement need to be monitored. We have active RFID or passive RFID tags. The active one has their own battery, so they may be more expensive, but they can cover the bigger area. But the passive one is the smaller tags, and they do not have their own battery, and they get their power from the radio frequency energy. And in this slide you can see how RFID works. Actually, you have your tag here, you have the radio waves, and the RFID reader or a scanner or reader, and you have your host computer or your server. Tag is a microchip, holds data including an identification number. The rest of the tag is an antenna that transmits data to a reader, or rather. Okay, the RFID reader has an antenna that constantly transmits. When it sends a tag, it wakes it up, integrates it, and decodes the data. Then it transmits the data to a host system over wired or wireless connection, and the host system processes the data from the tag that have been transmitted by the radar. Okay, and also wireless sensor network also is the emerging technology, and that networks of hundreds of thousands interconnected wireless devices embedded into physical environment to provide measurement of many points over large spaces, especially in the area of natural disaster. Wireless sensor network widely is used, for the measuring of the, for any change in the environment. For example, consider flood. They put some sensor in the environment, in the river side, in order to monitor and alarm the changing and any kind of change in the environment is monitored by this sensors. Or in this slide you can see a wireless sensor network some of them is small and some of them is bigger. The small circle represent lower level nodes, and the larger circle represent higher and actually higher end nodes. Lower level nodes forward data to each other or to higher level nodes, which transmit data more rapidly and speed up network performance. So in this one, it's a wireless sensor network. So these are some technologies, new technologies, especially the RFID. It's very important in business and especially in retailing. And so these are something about the telecommunication and computer network, some information you may already have or you need. I thought you need to know about it. Actually any manager or CEO need to have some uh, background knowledge or understanding about the networking issues, telecommunication, World Wide Web, Internet, everything. These days, uh, business, I think it's a synonym of business, and the Internet and mobile devices are synonym. When you say business, Internet is a necessity. Computer and network is a necessity. So I tried to, uh, talk about different challenges of and issues of and different concept of computer networking, which is important for the managers. Thank you all for your attention. If you have any comment or any one of you want to talk about some issues in this area of computer networking, actually our time is over, but we can have some few minutes, 5-10 minutes, if you have anything to add, or if you want to talk about anything related to computer networking, its issue and challenges. I welcome you to talk and share your knowledge with me and your classmates. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, guys, thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed today's lecture, and I hope it would be interesting for you to know something about the computer network and internet and telecommunication. Please be in touch with me if you have any question or any problem about your lectures, about your project or assignment, or even individual assignment. Do not hesitate to contact me or email me. I try my best to reply your email as soon as possible, I promise. Thank you very much for your attention. Good night. Have a great night, and have a great week ahead. Thank you. See you all next week.